from the station that's on your side. This is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
The madness of March has infected Augusta as the Jaguars took on the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats earlier this afternoon in hopes of securing their first national title. Alyssa Lyons is at Christian Berry Fieldhouse, where Jaguar fans cheered on the team from over 500 miles away, but unfortunately AU did not walk away with the title. Alyssa?
Hey, Celeste. Now, if you can imagine, right behind me, this middle section was filled to the brim with Augusta community members and students. The excitement never wavered from tip-off to the final stretch here at Kristen Berry Fieldhouse. Now, I spoke to head coach Dimitris earlier today, and he said this was going to be the Jags' toughest battle yet, and that it was going to be a battle up until the final second as the Jags fell to Northwest Missouri State Bearcats 67-58. Putting an end to one of the Jaguars' best seasons since 2008. Now, fans here today say this is not the end of the road for the Jags, but rather a new beginning.
Hopefully, they keep that momentum up, knowing like, okay, we have a solid foundation back home, and we know for a fact, like, we got a support system, we know people love us, so hopefully that keeps them going and going and going.
Now, that was just one of many students who say that they will come back for years to come, even after they graduated. But when they do come back, rest assured, there will be another banner hanging here in Kristen Berry Fieldhouse. Reporting in Augusta, Alyssa Lyons, on your side.
All right, thank you so much for that report, Alyssa. You can catch all of the highlights tonight at 11 o'clock. All right, live look outside now, where it's a different live look than usual. We're showing those flags because it is windy, and past week marked one full month since Russia's invasion began. And a member of one of rock's biggest bands has died. The Foo Fighters announced drummer Taylor Hawkins died late last night at 50 years old. In a statement, they say the band was devastated by the tragic and untimely loss. Hawkins was a member of the Foo Fighters, led by former Nirvana drummer Dave Grohl since 1997. The band would go on to sell multiple platinum albums. And after 2 years, a tradition has returned to Aiken County. The spring steeplechase is back after a two-year hiatus due to COVID-19. This year, it was a new venue, and it was larger to accommodate a growing crowd. The president says it's been a tough past 2 years, but people are excited to be back to the event.
This is a real tribute. The community and people far away as well are coming to this race. And it's remarkable to see the response from them.
The president estimates more than 20,000 people were in attendance, and coming up at 11, we'll hear from some of those attendees about how they feel to be back. The Supreme Court has blocked a ruling that previously prevented the Navy from restricting the deployment of unvaccinated Navy SEALs. Friday's decision overrules a federal judge in Texas who said the Navy must allow SEALs to opt out of the COVID vaccination requirement. The Supreme Court has put that judge's order on hold, freeing up the Navy to issue deployment orders based on vaccination status. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office was out making connections in the community today during the Doty Park Community Festival. The festival featured different organizations, had food and bouncy houses. The Sheriff's Office says heading out to events like this make it a lot easier for the public to be knowledgeable about the work that they do. The city of Key West celebrated 200 years of the island formally being designated as a U.S. territory. It was with items from officials and kids from local schools. With the Academy Awards tomorrow, here's a quick trivia question. Who's the most nominated woman in Oscar history without a win? That would be Grammy-winning songwriter Diane Warren. She's collected 13 Academy Award nominations for Best Song without taking home a single gold-plated statuette. Some joke that makes her the Susan Lucci of the Oscars, a nod to the soap opera star who finally won an Emmy after 19 nominations. If Warren does finally win tomorrow, she'll have to beat out fellow nominees Billie Eilish, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Van Morrison, and Beyonce.
Well, it definitely sounds like some stiff custody by next Thursday, as our next system does bring some cloud cover and keeps us on the warmer side for those low temperatures. But a pretty good looking 7-day forecast outside of Thursday with those storm chances.
All right, thanks so so much, Mikkel. The COVID variant you were infected with could impact long COVID symptoms, and cases around the country are starting to rise due to a new subvariant. Parts of the country are seeing COVID cases rise as a more contagious but less severe Omicron subvariant spreads. BA2 makes up about 35% of new COVID cases in the U.S. Experts say vaccines are still the most effective way to prevent serious illness or death. And a study of patients with long COVID finds different variants may lead to different symptoms. Researchers in Italy found once the Alpha variant became the dominant strain, patients were more likely to suffer from muscle aches, insomnia, and brain fog. The loss of smell associated with the original strain became less common.
The loss of smell associated.
And coming up next, a local organization is looking to prepare young girls and their parents for puberty. The goal is to make it a little less intimidating. How they do it, next.
You've been in an...
One local organization is helping preteens learn about the mental, emotional, and physical changes they will experience as they grow up. Our Brittany Foster explains what they're doing to ease the transition into womanhood for young girls.
I tell my daughters, you're fresh to start with.
Coming of age can be a very emotional experience for parents, especially when a child reaches puberty. But one organization is working to change that.
I also realized that there were other moms out there who didn't get that puberty talk or period talk. So that's how the party was initially birthed.
Danielle Parks is the founder of Princesses, Pearls in Puberty. For the past 5 years, she has been hosting a puberty party for young girls to open the line of communication between preteens and parents.
I actually got started because my own daughter, she started her puberty, and that's when I actually noticed that I didn't know anything about it, and I wanted to be educated on how to help her through the season that she was going through.
Participants were able to enjoy games and fun activities while also learning about body odor, nutrition, fitness, and the growing pains of growing up.
We want girls to know that the changes that they're experiencing are normal. They're going to be going through so many physical changes, and sometimes if they don't know about those changes before they occur, they can be really scared.
But P3 provides more than just education. Throughout the year, the organization donates personal care items to those in need.
We also provide free period products. Even pre-pandemic, 1 in 5 Georgia girls lives in poverty, and 1 in 4 girls says that they have missed school because they don't have access to products. And so that is a huge issue that we are trying to address.
In Augusta, I am Brittany Foster on your side.
Princesses, Pearls, and Puberty plans to expand to Atlanta. They're also working on implementing a boys' puberty party as well. Georgians are posting
next, but highly motivated. She was dabbling in the cannabis industry as well. He was targeted for a reason.
Yeah, you two sometimes. What happened?
48 Hours, Saturday on CBS.
All the tools, the latest technology, and the largest team of 5 meteorologists. News 12 First Alert Weather on your side.
Time to play America's favorite jackpot game. This is Powerball. Good evening, America. I'm Laura Johnson. Tonight we have another life-changing jackpot for you. It's worth an estimated $187 million. So get those tickets out. Let's play. That first number up is 2. Followed by the number 50. Tonight we're going to meet Mark Davis, who won $100,000 playing Powerball. Congratulations, Mark. After the rest of those numbers, we've got 10, 59, rounding it out tonight with 61. Your Powerball number tonight, good luck everyone, is 6, and your Power Play multiplier is 3. Let's take a look at those numbers one last time. Remember, there are multiple ways to win. We'll see you back here Monday night. Good night, everyone.
From the station that's on your side, this is News 12, NBC 26 at 11.
Horses, big hats, and fancy clothes, all signs that Aiken Spring Steeplechase, was back in town. One of the many events finally returning to the CSRA after the last couple of years. News 12's Maria Sellers was out there earlier today for the return of the big event. She joins us now live in the studio. Maria?
Yeah, it's been a long 2 years for many people in Aiken County who enjoy the race every spring. And for many, the return of events means a return of a tradition, or maybe establishing a new one.
We were missing it for sure.
For Craig Bentley and his family, attending steeplechase is a tradition, and he says the last 2 years have not been the same without it, but he's glad to be back.
We haven't been in several years, but it's really good to be out here, and he's older now and can enjoy it more, and we've been having fun.
The president of the steeplechase estimates it drew a crowd of nearly 20,000 people.
You know, the last 2 years has been sad for a lot of people because of COVID. And now then, we've got this resurgence, and it's remarkable the turnout here today.
He says the big turnout this year shows just how badly it was missed.
I think there was a lot of people just waiting to get back to the steeplechase.
This year's race was even in a new venue, which is larger to accommodate more people.
The attendance couldn't be better because we couldn't fit any more people in here.
While for some people in attendance, it's a chance to get back to a pre-pandemic event, but for others, it's a chance to try something new.
We wanted to expand our horizons. We've heard really great things about the Aiken race, and so we wanted to come and check it out, and it has met our expectations.
And this is the second big horse event for Aiken County following last weekend's Aiken Trials. It's the second event in what is known as the Aiken Triple Crown, and the next big and final event will be Pacers and Polo, which takes place next month.
All right, great story there, Maria. We love the hat there, but it was a little windy out there today. We might see some trees. I don't see many trees in that video of the live look outside, but before we had trees waving, and in that story, it was funny, Mikkel, we could see the lady with her hat on trying to hold that hat on because it was breezy. Mikkel?
Yeah, it definitely was a breezy one. Storm chances next week in your full forecast.
All right, thanks so much, Mikkel. New at 11, police in Edgefield are investigating a shooting that happened today on Plum Street. Details are limited right now, but we do know that one person is dead, and authorities do not have a suspect in custody just yet. Georgia Governor Brian of the world. Several floors of a Boston parking garage collapsed today, killing one worker. Officials say part of the building came down when a crane partially collapsed on the areas under construction. It happened over a series of subway tunnels, prompting safety officials to try and stabilize the garage and tracks underneath.
Right now, we have a major area of this part of the city quarantined until such time as we can determine that this building is safe, that the tunnel tracks underneath us or the train is safe. We are currently working with OSHA and engineers to establish that so that we can open up.
Engineers are still working to determine if the tunnels below are still safe. Until then, their entire subway system is being impacted. The FDA is warning people about a recall of milk of magnesia due to a possible bacteria contamination. The popular over-the-counter treatment for heartburn and constipation could cause problems to the intestines if it's from one of the contaminated batches. So far, there have been no known reports of illness related to the recall. Buyers can contact Plasticon Healthcare, who makes the product, at the phone number listed there on your screen for any refunds or additional information. The stage is set for Hollywood's biggest night of the year. The 94th Academy Awards ceremony is tomorrow. This is a glimpse at how things looked this afternoon. Several streets in the area are shut down, and the biggest stars are getting ready to make their red carpet appearances. Coming up next, a local organization is looking to prepare young girls and their parents for puberty. The goal is to make it a little less intimidating. How they do it, next. One local organization is helping preteens learn about the mental, emotional, and physical changes they will experience as they grow up. Our Brittany Foster explains what they're doing to ease the transition into womanhood for young girls.
I tell my daughters, you're precious cargo.
Coming of age can be a very emotional experience for parents, especially when a child reaches puberty. But one organization is working to change that.
I also realized that there were other moms out there who didn't get that puberty talk or period talk. So that's how the party was initially birthed.
Danielle Parks is the founder of Princesses, Pearls in Puberty. For the past 5 years, she has been hosting a puberty party for young girls to open the line of communication between preteens and parents.
I actually got started because my own daughter, she started her puberty, and that's when I actually noticed that I didn't know anything about it, and I wanted to be educated on how to help her through the season that she was going through.
Participants were able to enjoy games and fun activities while also learning about body odor, nutrition, fitness, and the growing pains of growing up.
We want girls to know that the changes that they're experiencing are normal. They're going to be going through so many physical changes, and sometimes if they don't know about those changes before they occur, they can be really scared.
But P3 provides more than just education. Throughout the year, the organization donates personal care items to those in need.
We also provide free period products. Even pre-pandemic, 1 in 5 Georgia girls lives in poverty, and 1 in 4 girls says that they have missed school because they don't have access to products. And so that is a huge issue that we are trying to address.
In Augusta, I'm Brittany Foster on your side.
Princesses, Pearls in Puberty plans to expand to Atlanta, and they're also working on implementing a boys' puberty party as well.
Well, definitely some good and well.
All right, coming up in sports, AU falls short of a championship win while South Carolina's women's team advances to the Elite Eight. The latest on March Madness next in sports. As we head to break, here is a live look out at San Francisco and your winning lotto numbers. We'll be back in just a bit.
Less bills, more relief.
Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
The Live by Camera Network is brought to you by Mountaineer Pest Services. On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Well, they say all good things must come to an end. Just like the month, so must the madness. It started with 64 and ended with 2, one looking for redemption, 14 years in the making, the other vying for history. We go to Evansville, Indiana, where the Augusta Jaguars took on the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats for the Division II National Championship. Bearcats looking to make a push, but Tyree Myers steals it before they get a chance and says, "Catch me if you can." Jags start to climb their way out of a 10-point hole. They call him National Player of the Year for a reason. 3 seconds, Trevor Hudgens does this. 31-point game for him. Bearcats lead 57-51. Miguel Arnold finds a sweet spot. Nothing but net there. Gets the Jags within 3. Prison Berry Fieldhouse, a packed one for this momentous occasion. Then check this out. Luke Waters to Diego Bernard. Back to Waters. Finds the board. Puts an end to the Jaguars' 19-game win streak. 67-58. 500 miles away, back home, fans know that this is not the end, but rather a new beginning in Jaguar country.
As you can see, they know how many people love them, how many people support them. So hopefully they keep that momentum up, knowing like, okay, we have a solid foundation back home, and we know for a fact like we got a support system. We know people love us. So hopefully that keeps them going and going and going.
The young team does have insurance for next year. 7 of Demetrius's 15-man squad are underclassmen who will be looking to make leadership roles next season. The madness continues in Minneapolis as the Lady Gamecocks continue to dance their way into the Elite Eight. Elia Boston propelled the Gamecocks into the next round, putting up a 2020 double-double over UNC Friday. Tomorrow night, South Carolina will face Creighton, 7 p.m. on ESPN. Georgia women's basketball will be under new leadership next season. Katie Abrahamson Henderson, who played for the Bulldogs from 1958 to 1987, will take over for Joni Taylor, who left the program for Texas A&M. Abraham Henderson comes from UCF, where she led the Knights to the American Athletic Conference Championship this season. She is the third head coach in Georgia history. Miguel?
Well, we are talking about rain that we have not seen. No stats from Bushfield Airport for today. Some issues with their sensors, but no rainfall in Aiken and no rainfall in the forecast, at least for the next 4 days. One more check of your forecast coming up next.
My name's Eric. I'm from Augusta.
Alrighty, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 4:30 a.m. You've got Sloan O'Cone with the news. We'll see you there.